Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Akabane101 and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Dark Souls. We just finally beat Qualaag, and that means we have rang the second bell. And in doing so, we have not only won ourselves some extra experience points, but we have talked to this kind lady here and joined her covenant, which allowed us to get a free spell. Now, we may join her covenant later on during another quest line of another pyromancer that comes down here within Blighttown, but that won't be for a while, so we'll probably leave her covenant pretty soon. That's probably the most likely thing that's going to happen here. But first things first, you may notice I'm human now. There's really no point to being human other than the fact that it looks cool in offline mode. Whereas humanity still acts the same way if you are undead or alive. So in that case, the only thing that human form is doing for me is a little bit of extra physical defense. Other than that, though, we can now start working on leveling up our character. I'm thinking of just upgrading our strength to level 27 right off the bat. Then we can worry about getting our vitality and our dexterity up. Mainly our vitality. 27 is kind of like the number one thing you want to have your strength at. So then your longsword will be at its best when it is two-handed. When your strength hits around level 40 and you're one-handing your weapon, that is probably going to be the equivalent of having your strength at 27 and using it with your longsword. Whereas then the two-handing will just not be useful anymore. So that's if you're using a strength build. But we're not using a strength build. I would say we're using more of a quality build, which is more dex-based. But now I kind of want to get my vitality up because we can start getting one-shotted by monsters. Not yet. We're not close to being one-shot by monsters yet, but we can, or are possibly going to be getting close to one of those scenarios where one-shotting is a possibility. Now, I haven't played on this character for a little while. If you've been wondering where I have been, I've been live streaming this game quite frequently. My bad here. It reduces poison toxin. I believe it also cures poison toxin there, so I'm going to equip that little mossy stuff. So we're going to get poisoned, no doubt, as we are going to return back to Firelink Shrine. Now, we don't have the Lord Vessel. That is obtained through Anor Londo, but as you have seen, we have unlocked Sen's Fortress, and Sen's Fortress has something I want. It has the Balder Shield, and the Balder Shield is probably rated as the best, or probably is the best shield that can still parry, but also has stability. And the fact that it has really good stability is very important for someone like me who needs to be blocking a lot of the time, but just doesn't want to go ahead and start using a really heavy shield because, for one, it's heavy and it will weigh me down, but in other cases it will basically just ruin my chances of parrying people. And I want to parry because I like parrying. It's very useful. It really helps out in situations when you're against mainly almost every enemy that's a humanoid character in the game. So, I mean, humanoid characters in this game are probably the number one thing you'll be fighting in this entire game, other than the fact of the bosses and things like that. I mean, hell, even the final boss is a humanoid character. So, reposing, or parrying and reposing is probably the biggest thing you want to do when you are playing Dark Souls, and I definitely recommend you learn it as soon as possible. One way I learned how to do it is I was never really a parrier. I was never one person to do that. I thought it was silly. Why would you risk yourself getting hurt? But once I realized how easy it was to do, then I realized why people like Epic Namebro and Vegeta311 would do things like that. It's actually a lot safer to parry and repose. It makes it so you don't get hit as often if you're good enough at doing it. Especially, it turns characters that are usually scary, such as Black Knights, that are, you know, you're usually afraid of a Black Knight early on in the game. It turns them into nothing. They are not scary anymore. So once you start learning things like that, you wanna go ahead and use that skill to your advantage. Now, we are trying to leave Blighttown right now, but I just want to continue my point that I was making here. If you want to learn how to parry, unequip your shield and do the entire beginning area all the way up to the Taurus Demon. and then just keep redoing that area until you can parry and repose everything on the way out. And don't stop. That's what I did. You can go ahead and kill archers straight up, but I recommend you kill this goddamn toxin guy. Now he's dead. There we go. Sorry, yeah. But oh, why did my game alt tab? Okay, that was really weird. I have this game on borderless windowed mode, but this game is going to do one of those things where it's saying, "Hey, let's alt tab every now and again," because my computer has done this every now and again. So I may have to stop the video at one point and just quit it and come back into the game, because if I die because of an alt tab, that could be a little bit unfortunate. But anyway, yeah, practice your parrying. Don't even use a shield. And you're going to be like, what? Why can't I use a shield? I could use a shield and still parry. And the whole point to it, by the way, this chest allows you to open the door so you don't need the master key. But anyway, yeah, what the chest allows you to do... what unequipping your shield allows you to do is not rely on blocking. And when you're not relying on blocking, then you are going to have a more challenging time, and you're going to be forced to parry and repose. And there is how the barehanded parry becomes the most important thing to you, because you are like, hey, alright, I can't do anything but parry, so I will do that. Now sure, you can dodge out of the way and all that kind of stuff, but really, if you're trying to learn something, you should stick to it. So if something is about to hit you, don't roll out of the way. Punish yourself for doing that. Punish yourself for letting yourself get hit, or just straight up parry them. So that was a little bit lengthy of an explanation, but it was a good story to give you guys as we head on back. Now this place is pretty important. I think that we may want to go ahead and empty out this area. And by empty out, I mean drain out all the water and start messing with some dark rays. As you can see, our sword is level 8. However, we do only have 2 large Titanite shards, which should get us to level 9. And then we need 3 more of these guys to get to level 10. And then at level 10 we need chunks to upgrade, as well as we need the very large ember. So when you drain out this area, you are not only able to gain access to the 4 kings, which I believe the 4 kings you can actually fight as a first boss. Or no, not a first boss, but one of your first bosses, even before you finish Blighttown. If you fight Sif, he gives you a ring called the Ring of Artorias, or something like that, Covenant of Artorias. And what it allows you to do is traverse the abyss. And you'll find out just why you'd want to use that ring in that area, considering it is required to fight the 4 kings, and anyone who has played the game before will in fact know that. Now, there are some things that would be different here if you did not kill Lautrec. One thing would be that our Firekeeper would be dead right now, but you would be able to save her if you got a Firekeeper soul. So if you had a Firekeeper soul, I think it's called the Firekeeper soul. I always forget the name of those things, but anyway, those things that allow you to upgrade your Estus flasks. If she's dead, you can give one to her, and she will regenerate and get a tongue back, and then you get to continue her story. So there is a little bit extra story you get if you don't just straight up kill monsters, or not monsters. Lautrec is a monster, but if you don't just straight up kill NPCs within the game. But other than that, we now have a new character we can go and check out. But first of all, let's go talk to our good old crestfallen guy.
Did you ring the second bell? That is incredible, I must say. But now we have a new problem. It's noisy, it snores, and its breath is lethal. This is no laughing matter, I tell you.
So, I believe the dialogue after this leads them into being a true person that has gone crazy, has gone mad, and generally you would not see that for someone that is alive who, considering being alive means you have humanity. But anyway, the person he is referring to, I'm not going to show you yet, but here is the pyromancer. I don't know if I've shown you him yet, but here he is.
Oh, hello there. You've been a stranger these days. Why? What spectacular pyromancy? Tell me about it. I have never seen anything like it.
Now, this pyromancy is referring to the pyromancy we got from the Covenant lady, the Queen of Chaos, I believe her name is. And if you tell him about it, he's going to go to Blighttown, and he's going to try and find the same thing. However, he's going to die if he does that. So, I'm sorry, dude, but we still need you if we want to learn any of our pyromancy abilities and have quick access to upgrading our pyromancy flame. So we're going to have to go ahead and say no.
I see. I suppose I was mistaken. In any case, I definitely trust you. Apologies, my friend. Forget that I said anything.
So he's a little bit down, but this is probably the best thing for him. He would die if he went there alone. And you don't even know that if you play the game for the first time through. You're going to be like, oh, where did he go? Well, unfortunately, he is now dead. So yeah. Anyway, we can also buy things such as Combustion, which is a 500-point spell. We have Iron Flesh, Flash Sweat, and Fireball, which is the starting pyromancy ability. Iron Flesh is pretty good. I haven't used Flash Sweat, but it gives you flame resistance, so if you're against someone that uses a lot of fire...
Goodbye then. Be safe, friend. You dare go alone.
Then you can go ahead and do that. Now, another thing, and if I haven't pointed this out already, the sorcerer here will not grant you access to his inventory if you do not have enough intelligence to use any of the spells that he has in his store. So, if you are planning on using any sort of spells that he has, you should at least upgrade your intelligence. However, later on in Anor Londo, we can get a spell that allows us to use Magic Weapon, and it requires level 15 intelligence. I don't know if I'll use it, but I have seen someone like Vegeta 311 use it, and it seems like a pretty good ability to have, considering it is a replenishable pine resin, I guess you could say. And did we kill this guy? I think we did. Or he's disappeared. I think we've killed him. Let me see my spells, though. Now this is certainly interesting. If we've killed this guy, and if my game can stop alt-tapping, then we can't get heal. I will have to look at my previous episodes to realize this situation, because I don't know if I did that. And if I did, I will feel really bad, because I kind of need heal. That's one of the things that are kind of important. But anyway, here's the new guy that we have now located and found.
Ah, hello. Was it you who rang the bell of awakening? I am the primordial serpent, King Seeker Frampt, close friend of the great Lord Gwyn, chosen undead, who has rung the bell of awakening. I wish to elucidate your fate. Do you seek such enlightenment? Very well. Then I am pleased to share. Chosen undead, your fate is to succeed the great Lord Gwyn, so that you may link the fire, cast away the dark, and undo the curse of the undead. To this end, you must visit Anor Londo and acquire the Lord Vessel.
So this guy has now given us a new quest and gives us a reason to go to Sen's Fortress, considering after Sen's Fortress is Anor Londo. Also the fact that the gate opened up that we couldn't access before. Unfortunately, we didn't really get a chance to talk to Onion Bro, so he's not at our Firelink after you finish Anor Londo, so I do apologize for that. I don't remember where he goes next. But other than that,
I am pleased to see you well.
we can talk
Is it
to
something
him.
urgent?
We can talk to him again, and we can feed him things such as large Titanite shards and turn them into Titanite shards, or Titanite chunks and turn them into 3 large Titanite shards, which makes hunting Dark Wraiths probably one of the best things you can do in the bottom of New Londo ruins. So we will probably be doing...
Chosen.
We'll probably be doing that. Yes, indeed. But anyway, this game keeps alt-tabbing. I will have to restart my computer. So if you ever notice it alt-tabbing again, that's probably when I'll draw the line and redo that. Anyway, you have noticed that I have 5,000 souls, and I was going to use them to buy heal. However, this guy is gone, and I do not know where he went, or if he is dead, or if something odd has happened to where he is gone. So I'm going to do one of those things where you quit the game and re-log in to see if maybe he is not dead. But if he is dead, then this is a turn of events, and I have no idea where to go from there. Man, that gave me a heart attack. I thought he was not going to appear there, but he is. And it was just a game flub. Or flub. I don't know what you want to call it.
Oh, you again? Me? I've become separated from my lady. I've scoured near and far, but no sight of her. Where could she have gone? My lady, to think I swore to protect you with my life.
Alright, so now he is kind of lost in thought, so we need to talk to him again.
Your Highness, where have you gone? I am entirely to blame for this. Oh, woe is me. I am unworthy, deathly so.
Alright, give me your spells, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry. Miracles, was it? Sometimes I lose myself. Pay me no mind.
I will pay you no mind then. Anyway, we can now purchase some abilities such as heal and force. But we want heal. We don't have enough money for this, I believe, though, the Thorlund Talisman. But he's like the only character that doesn't give you comments if you buy stuff from him. Anyway, yeah. So now we can equip heal. And we have a lovely little talisman that we can use in our left hand. Unless we can use a soul, of which seems like the best scenario here. These give like 2,000 souls, I believe. 3,000 souls seems like a victory lap to me. So let's go with, there we go. Perfect. That's all I need. So now let's buy the Thorlund Talisman, which is for people that don't want to upgrade their faith beyond the minimum value of the faith spell that they want. So, let's talk to him again. Purchase said item, the Thorlund Talisman. Basically, it'll buff your faith up a little bit, I guess. Or considered buffing your faith. If you go here, it says medium for casting miracles of the gods. This talisman is only granted to high-ranking Thorlund clerics. Has high miracle adjustment, which, thanks to divine protection, is not dependent on faith, which is very important. Whereas the other one is dependent on faith. So in this case, we have a good talisman that we can use. And let's go equip it. You equip it the same way you would any spell in the game, that is including pyromancy. So let's go to Attune Magic. And click on that spell here. Or the attunement slot. Note how we can't equip Great Chaos Fireball, because I believe it takes up 2 slots instead of just 1. So that's like the only pyromancy spell that takes up more than 1 slot and actually requires you to put more points into things. But again, anyone can use pyromancy. It is like the easiest thing to get. All you need is attunement slots. You don't need intelligence or anything. However, we now have heal. So all we need to do is switch our left hand into the talisman, press the left bumper, and we're able to use the item. And you can even hit with it, because why the heck not? That's your heavy attack. But anyway, you can replenish these same as you would your Estus Flask. You always get 5, which is pretty important when you are in need of it. So now we have a choice. We can go to... actually, I want to say something real quick. When you ring the second bell, and if you did not kill Lautrec, this bonfire goes out, but it is still a waypoint for the Lord Vessel. And until you resurrect the Fire Keeper, this will stay dead. The fire will not come back. So keep that in mind. If you want to kill Lautrec right away, you can. But if you don't, then you're going to have to wait until you fight him again in Anor Londo. So keep that in mind. Keep that in the back of your mind. Because if you kill Lautrec a little bit later, then you can get his armor. You don't get it right away, but you can buy it. So it's all up to you. And I leave that in your hands. But other than that, we can now go to Sen's Fortress. I kind of want the Balder Shield before we go and clear out the sewer area. So we will go there. The Balder Shield only costs 4,000 souls, which means we can get that no matter what, even if we run there with 0 souls in hand. So that is probably one of the nice things about Sen's Fortress. Another thing about Sen's Fortress is the fact that if you're human, you are going to be able to summon Iron Tarkus for the Iron Golem fight. I would say that Sen's Fortress is probably the easiest area in the game if you know how to run it. However, it is still pretty easy to die in Sen's Fortress, especially if you're not well equipped or well geared up for the situation. So I'm not saying that I'm not going to die there, I'm just saying that's probably one of the easier areas of the game after you ring the second bell. But certainly not nearly as difficult as Blighttown, and I wouldn't even say that the boss is really all that tough either, considering Iron Tarkus can probably solo the boss. And hell, he actually does solo the boss, so just keep that in mind. Anyway, we have Andre down below, we don't need to worry about him right now. Actually, we should probably level our sword up to level 9. Before we leave. You guys are probably going on your screen like, no, please upgrade it to +9 at least. You need a good sword. And I'm like, yeah, I do.
Well, hello again. You seem to be doing all right. Need anything forged?
Actually, I do need something forged. There we go. So unfortunately, yeah, we don't have any we don't have any Titanite chunks, which means we couldn't break them down with what's his face's teeth. And I don't know his name. I always forget the ear guy, the snake guy's name. You know, the one with the big teeth that we just saw earlier. I always forget his name, and I don't know why, but his name is just one of those forgettable names, I guess. Anyway, these two guys you can kind of do some extra damage to. You can just have them follow you, and then step over the pressure plate, let it do some damage to them. Yeah, and yes, you can parry these guys. These guys are a little tough to take out, especially if you haven't fought them before. They hit like a truck sometimes, but that's why we got ourselves some heal, which heals us right back up to full health. This is heal is pretty good ability for people that don't have much vitality, but it's also a really good ability for when you don't want to use Estus flasks. And the reason you don't want to use Estus flasks sometimes is simply because it is a lot more efficient to use an Estus flask in combat. Anyway, we're going to run past this guy here. We're going to see if he gets hit by... Okay, I guess he's already dead, so... I'll take it back. But yes, you can... Ooh, that guy sniped me a little bit. A little crafty devil. Now, the shield doesn't have much lightning resistance, however, so we need to be careful when crossing these things here. And he can do a lot of damage to us, but let's use a trap to our advantage. And surprisingly, the trap was awful and didn't do anything. Don't get caught off guard with this guy, though, because he can do a really powerful flurry, which could do a lot of damage to you. So just keep that in mind. By the way, this is a live playthrough still, as opposed to the first 3 episodes. I kind of feel that doing a live playthrough will make people feel more at home with how the game should be played. And this Let's Play is more designed for people that want to try and get through the game and want to try winning it. But also for the people that have played the game before, this is a chest you can grab. Chains on chest... Ooh, perfect. Chains on chests are probably the #1 thing you want to look out for now in Sen's Fortress and throughout the rest of the game. If they're curled backwards, and look at that cool bastard over there. If they're curled backwards, they are normal chests, and there's no issues in opening them. However, if they are curled frontward, they are mimics, and they will eat your brain. So we don't really want to get our brains eaten. I'm pretty sure you don't want to get your brains eaten. You know, I don't think it's very popular among the world to get your brain eaten, however, so... so now you see that we have to deal with 2 of these assholes here. Wasn't actually hoping to hit or fight 2 of them, but seems that the boulder didn't do enough damage. Just a little bit unfortunate. So, in this case... it seems that we had to do that, and I completely forgot about the ball there. Oops. Thought there was going to be another room. But yes, there's a ball there. Keep that in mind. I totally was just planning for that to happen. Clearly, obviously. Don't think I wasn't planning on that. Lol. Here's how you get the gold serpent ring. You see that little hole there? Ahoy hole! Well, where are the balls going? Well, that's interesting. They're not going to the wall, they're going to the hole. There's no way that hole could be infinite, could it? Infinite doesn't exist in real life. Well, we'll let that hole stay like that for a little bit of time here as those balls fill up that hole. I went there. Alright. So let's go ahead and grab the Lloyd's Talisman. This is the thing I was going to show you guys at some point. So look at this chain. Look how beautiful that chain is. Pointing straight at us. It's like, hey, let's be friends. Now also look at the chest. I think it was moving at some point anyway. As long as, if you were farther away, I think the chest is actually peeking at me. So the chest is open. Yeah. The chest is slightly open. So there has to be someone in there, right? No way, there was someone in there. So let's grab the item. Lightning Spear. And now let's just kill the guy. But anyway, yeah, Lloyd's Talisman. If you do not feel like killing one of these assholes, go ahead and use a Lloyd's Talisman. It may save your life. Literally, it will probably save your life. Because Lloyd's Talismans put them to sleep. Oh hey look, there has been an opened area. And now we have a serpent ring. Cool. And now the balls go out that way, which goes off to the side of the map. So, now they go into an infinite area. So, just a little tidbit for you guys to enjoy. Because the serpent ring is probably the most useful ring in the game for collecting items. And don't let that don't let that elevator go all the way up because there's spikes right there. So, yeah. That elevator is a little bit dangerous. Just a little bit dangerous. Just a smidgen. Just a smidgen of dangerous. Anyway, can I open this door, however? I cannot open it from the side. I never actually went to that door before, so that's why I was just kind of wondering. However, we can go this way. Why the heck not? And we can turn which way this thing is going to be poking. I believe it's going to go that way. If I'm right. Yeah. So it's going to go that way. And the way we want it to go... I think we wanted to go this way. But I could be wrong. I mean, we could just have it go kill the guy over there. So that's why not... Remember that guy that was leaning against the wall? Yeah, we could just make it go this way and have it kill him. Why not? Why the heck not? Oh! I don't think he liked that too much. I don't know what you guys think, but I don't think he liked that. And walk! Yeah, it looks a little bit painful. I wouldn't doubt that it looks a little bit painful. However, there is another route that was right here. So we actually just went up this way before. Interesting. But we don't need to go that way. We don't need to go that way. We need to go this way. We need to go this way. And roll. Because that is a little bit dangerous. And dangerous is not my forte. Getting through Sun's Fortress is more of my forte. And I hate this part. Because there's like 1,000 of these things. By the way, going heavy through Sun's Fortress may be a little too risky for a lot of people. just gonna say that right now. And if I have the sniffles, it's because I have the sniffles. I apologize. I know a lot of people hate it. It's like, no, stop sniffling. Oh, he actually bit me with his little face. Ow, and he stabbed me with his giant butcher's knife. But I'm not backstabbing him. How does that feel? Again, see how SS Flasks are mid-combat kind of potions where heal is a afterthought? Really, I did not kill you. Hence why you want to upgrade your longsword as fast as possible. Which we will probably be doing. Well, yeah, we heal now because we are out of combat. This is our out of combat heal. Which is one of the reasons why I just go for a bit of a 2-man and a bit of heal. It's just like, honestly, like, why not, right? Gosh, I hate that attack. Because you can't parry. That's a one attack you can't parry! Oh, God. And speaking of dangerous, we don't want to get into a flurry of that, because that can really do a lot of damage. That can really do a lot of damage. I do not see him. Oh, so look at that. Bleed damage. Bleed damage, guys. Bleed. It's one of the things that you don't want to have happen. Even though he doesn't have a shield, he's still pretty dangerous. In fact, he's probably more dangerous than any of the other guys that we have to deal with. However, we have 8 Estus Flasks, so... drink. And drink you shall. I believe this guy can also parry you. So, keep that in mind. The Tri-Blades, we'll call them. Ooh, now we can get our weapon to level 10. However, we don't have a repair box. Oh, silly me. Or not repair box, a weapon box. A weaponsmith box, I guess you could call it. So, oops. Bad on my part. I do recommend a level 10 shield before you enter this area. However, I know how risky it can get, or not risky, but how difficult it can get. Alright. Let's get around here. We don't need to go this way, by the way. I just wanted to deal with this jerk face. And kick him off the side. Because that is what he deserves for shooting at us. It is truly the ilk of this game. But let us go up the flames. Or the staircase, I guess. But we'll call the staircase the flames. Because, you know what? The flames just sounds way cooler, doesn't it? Anyway, I'm going to show you guys a bonfire that I recently discovered. And it's right here. Literally. Look. Bonfire, girls and ladies and guys, I guess. There's also guys that watch my stuff. Bonfire. Have you been having issues with Dark Souls? Incense Fortress. Bonfire. And explosions. And explosions! Because if we got hit by that, it probably would have killed us. We don't have that much vitality. Anyway, we can't level up just yet. We are actually at perfect level for this area, to be honest with you. I would say Dark Souls does a very good job of being a perfect making you the perfect level for areas if you can keep your souls. So if you can keep your souls, probably pretty good. I would say perfect level for every area, though, is probably the beginning level of the game. Because considering you can beat the game with just upgraded gear, it makes the game a little bit different from other RPGs, whereas in Final Fantasy you need to level like crazy. However, there's one of these guys here, so we can go mess with him. Also, I just realized he was using his shield in that attack, so yeah. Now there's one sword I kind of wish we had right now, and it's a new sword I've been trying to get. I'm not really trying to get, but it's a new sword I get now at the beginning of every playthrough. It's now known as the... not now known, but it is the sword called the Gravelord Sword. And it's a free weapon! You can get it at the beginning of the game after the Asylum. You can just do a quick run, go get the Gravelord Sword, and I may do a video on it, because, hey, it's the Gravelord Sword, and it's a good weapon. It's such a good early on weapon. It can two-shot that big guy that you just saw me fight. It can make miracles happen. It can also one-shot like everything in the game, except for like bosses. And it just makes mincemeat out of the Taurus Demon. Like, oh my god. Now this guy is not so nice because he likes to be a little jerk and do a ton of damage to you as fast as possible. He's very quick for a guy in heavy armor, but that's just because of his attack. And you'll notice that heavy armor doesn't have any effect on your attacks, other than the fact that you probably get a little bit more tired and can't recharge your attacks as fast. But that's the thing. Anyway, if you notice his shield's really weak, so you can actually keep him damaged or staggered a lot. So if you just back up and try and get your stamina back and probably bring him to this area here, you can't do anything about it. He has a really bad shield. And there you go. He's dead. So yeah, I don't know why he attacks us. He is Ricard, though. So I guess Jean-Luc Picard was here. Not Picard, I guess. It is Picard, but whatever. Forget what I said. Jean-Luc Picard was not here. It's Ricard, and he gets rapier for killing him. It's 100% drop. I'm pretty sure. I've never gotten a time where I haven't got the drop. Anyway, check the chains here. They're both perfectly safe, so we can grab both of these bad boys. One is a Divine Blessing, which is basically an item heal potion, and this is a rare Ring of Sacrifice, and we can get. I've only found 2 of these, I think, in the entire game. There may be a third one, I forget, but they are basically just an upgraded version of the Ring of Sacrifice. However, they do still break when you die, but the rare Ring of Sacrifice, if you're human and you die, you don't lose humanity, or you don't lose your human form. So literally nothing happens when you die. But the only reason you'd really use that is if you're really desperate in keeping however many souls you need that you got. So you have 100,000 souls on you, and you're human. You probably don't want to die anytime soon. So probably a good idea to go ahead and do that. Anyway, we don't really need any more Estus Flasks, so we're going to go left first. Oh, and we're going to die first. Actually, we didn't die. Okay, we're going to grab the sniper crossbow like a boss. Get the hell out of here. Kill this jerk face. Did not expect myself to miss that fall, but I didn't know that fall was actually survivable, so this was not obviously planned. But since I'm bad at doing jumps sometimes, that is the case of many reasons of why you should not listen to Actabane sometimes. Unless you're good at jumping, meh. But anyway, I didn't realize there was stuff down here, so this is actually kind of cool. So we're exploring together, ladies and gentlemen. That's the shield I want, by the way, and we're going to buy that momentarily. That was literally the place where we're going to buy it, too. Where that place that we're going to jump over. Hey, okay, you're going to drink? I'll drink, too. We're brothers now, man. Brothers in arms, and I'm really bad at parrying you for some reason. I've noticed that my skill in parrying has reduced immensely lately, and I have been thinking of working on just doing one of those things I've been talking about. Flame Stoneplate Ring. Let's go take a look at that. I haven't seen that before. I've been thinking of doing the thing I mentioned before. Boost fire defense. Okay. Where I'm just going to barehanded parry at the beginning of the game, just so I can get used to it. Even the knights, I'll probably barehanded parry, and if I die, I'll be like, whatever. I mean, it's my fault for not parrying them. It's all about getting used to the patterns, right? So that's kind of the big thing about it. Anyway, okay, that was it. So we could have actually just turned right there. We were right back where we were before. I was wondering where we were. Ow! Maybe we should have equipped the fire ring. Oh! Ooh. That's a powerful thing. Uh-oh. Here it comes. Oh. Okay, good. Alright. How about take number 2? I think I had my shield up, so that's probably why I didn't jump. But, you know what? Let's not blame the game. Let's blame myself. However, now we can make the jump and go talk to this fine gentleman over here.
What? Who are you? Ah, another undead, eh? I took on Sam's fortress alone, but I'm no different from those vile creatures. I was driven by conceit. Ah, you think you're different? That you can handle it? Yes, I remember that feeling, for I was the same. So, let me help you out, with your soul searching.
Sure, buddy. Let's go purchase the Baldur's Shield. By the way, you can buy black fire bombs for 500 apiece. And you can buy Titanite shards for a rip-off price, and large Titanite shards for a rip-off price. Price? That's what I meant to say. However, this is the first source of large Titanite shards that you can buy early on in the game. but you get $200 discount from the giant Golem blacksmith in Anor Londo. So if you want to wait on that, you can. However, I do recommend you don't buy them, and you go ahead and farm them from the Dark Race under New Londo ruins. And we'll do a video on that shortly. But anyway, here's the Balder Shield. He also sells the Great Sword, Great Axe, and the Tower Shield. Anyway, Balder Shield, better than the Heater Shield, truly, so we're going to use that. And also we're going to hold on to those large arrows that we currently have. With 32, so I think we should be alright for a little while. He also sells the Katarina Gauntlets, which is also considered the Onion Bro armor, as well as the steel armor in the game, which can become very, very powerful armor. And he even sells the Balder armor as well. So, keep that in mind. All this armor is really awesome, except for the steel armor can upgrade, I believe, along the normal path.
Go along, try and make something of yourself. But nothing will come of it. And I should know.
So he's wearing the steel armor, I believe, so yeah. Still pretty cool. Anyway, now let's go equip our Balder Shield. And now our character is complete. This is probably the armor I'll be wearing throughout most of the game. Now, I would be wearing different pants, but I kind of like these pants, so... I don't know, it makes me feel like more like a ninja. A ninja? A ninja. Anyway, it makes me feel cool. At the bottom of these stairs, however, there is a key that will unlock a shortcut that we need to unlock. We don't need to unlock it, but I like to unlock it because it makes me feel cool. However, the Balder Shield is not so much a shield that's good against magic. But hey, you can't really say that about every shield, now can you? And that's weird, my right ear just decided to stop listening to things for a moment. 1 second, guys. Okay, before anyone gets really freaking out, that was weird. I had like heard a ringing noise in my right ear, as if like you lost the tone of something, right? And I don't know, that was just weird. I just stopped hearing things in my right ear for a moment, but now I can hear things again. I even turned on a song. I was like, okay, this is weird. Is this my headphones or is this my ear? I don't know. It could have been my headphones, but you know what? I don't know. I'm not worried about it. Neither should you guys. Alright. However, we are getting close to the final boss. Not final boss. The Iron Golem, so we'll probably go ahead and do that. Whoop. We're not going to go left here. So don't worry about going left. It's honestly just annoying. It's a waste of Estus Flask if you can't parry the guy, so don't do it. I don't recommend it. By the way, the area that we were just in, that's where we got the cage key. We can now go in here and use this as a shortcut, which is pretty cool. So yeah, we can use this as a shortcut to get back down below and get back to Andre as fast as possible. So we'll be certainly using that if we need to. I, however, don't think we need to. But hey, you never know. Anyway, I'm still surprised we haven't died yet. I thought we were going to die if we fell down that one area. I still can't believe I fell down that area, but hey, we got to see a new ring that we haven't seen before. Or that I haven't seen before. I'm sure some of you guys have. Anyway, this is the boss fog room. However, there's a guy we need to summon, guys. As my voice cracks again. I've been talking too much lately. I've been doing a lot of live streams, so my voice is just kind of giving out. But Umber just tries to say, "Nah, you're going through puberty, bro, at age 19. Yep, totally, man. Anyway, we have Iron Tarkus here. He is an offline NPC, so he won't bow back. Because, let's face it, NPCs have no faith. Or, not faith. NPCs have no love for the player character. They're just there. Unless you're playing Mass Effect or Dragon Age. Anyway, there's this guy here I want to kill. Iron Tarkus is kind of a dummy, though. Oh. And he'll actually get me stuck. Hey, Iron Tarkus. He'll actually get me stuck sometimes when we're fighting this guy. But anyway, if he gets hit by the golem here, he'll go fight it. There you go. Go fight him. Come on, Tarkus. And Tarkus can hit like a truck sometimes. He's actually not so bad. But he can also block your path. Like a crazy dude. Anyway, this guy will tire himself out, regardless. Come on, Tarkus. Nope, there we go. He's going to tire himself out now. So now we can just use this. Uh-oh. But now, Tarkus has blocked the exit, so if we didn't kill him, that would have been bad. Alright, anyway, now he has dropped a tiny chunk, which will allow us to get into the level 11 stage. Level 11 to 15 stage. So there we go. And now we can bring Iron Tarkus with us into the Iron Golem fight. Let's do this, ladies and gentlemen. The Iron Golem fight. And this will allow us to get to Anor Londo. Go fight him, Tarkus. You're the man. Tarkus. 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 Do it. Anyway, I can now sit back, relax, and enjoy the fight. So yeah, this is basically all you have to do for the Iron Golem fight. Ever been having trouble? Well, become human and summon Iron Tarkus. He will make the fight a joke. Now, for New Game Plus, I'm pretty sure he can't beat the boss, because I don't think he's as powerful. But hey, it's Iron Tarkus. And Iron Tarkus is the man. Oh, Tarkus. Oh, he may lose his fight. However, I'm just gonna go mess with the options here. Okay, voices on 10. I was just making sure. The voices sounded normal, but oh, Tarkus. He's kind of getting his butt kicked here. We may have to resolve this a little bit. Let's help him out. Oh, look how easy the Golem is. Oh my god. Could it be like the easiest boss ever for like an easy area? And now he's falling over, so now we can destroy him. Oh, also, I noticed that Tarkus does a lot of damage. Oh, and he fell off the side of the map. Oh, by the way, we defeated, guys. I have a new texture thing that allows me to get the Demon Souls stuff, because I like Demon Souls and stuff a little bit better. But anyway. I love how he just fell off the side of the map. Oh my god. Anywho, let's go to Anor Londo, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for watching this video. I want to get you guys to the bonfire as fast as possible, though, so we can leave the game there, so you guys won't be lost. However, let's get going. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Anor Londo, the best place in Dark Souls. But anyway, we're going to run straight to the bonfire. No need to stretch this video any longer, other than the fact that I'm sure if anyone is following this video and playing at the same time, they'll probably want to know where the bonfire is. So let's just go straight there, ignore that statue. He can kill you, but you don't have to actually fight him, so there's no point in it. Over there is the library, which will allow you to get straight to the DLC area if you have already rescued Dusk. If you don't know where that is, just go straight to the Hydras in the area that we were, I think, in episode 4. Other than that, thanks for watching, guys. We'll talk to the Firekeeper in a moment, but without further ado, I'll see you next time in Anor Londo.